move down or
Oh yeah.
you just put the That's heavy. What's that? What you got in your game system?
Did I plug the wrong one?
Books. I'm not sure.
I might have unless that plug is closed.
So like you bear with us.
All right, Shalom. With the brothers of Great Millstone, the branch out Des Moines. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, glory to
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai Ba'Hashem, Chakwadash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel and truth and the sincerity, always in charity. And you see the entitled of the lesson, it's entitled, if we're not sacrificing, right, then we're not going to make it, man. Because that's the title, right?
If you're not sacrificing, you won't last.
Okay, well, yeah, but that's that sacrifice is the name of the game, man. But real quick, when a brother go to the Etamon, type in the word sacrifice, because I know what it means, but but I want the brothers to read it. Because this is a part of our separation. Because when you go into that word matter of fact, go ahead.
Kind of the word sacrifice in the etymon online, a noun, it says the offering of something, especially a life, to a deity as an act of propitiation, homage, etc.
Mm-hmm.
That which is offered to a deity in sacrifice. It says performing priestly functions or sacrifices. It says etymologically, making sacred.
Yeah, making sacred. That's what it goes into, man. Making holy or making sacred. You see, and it tells us in 2 Corinthians, I believe it's the 6th chapter. It says, come out from and touch no unclean thing. I'm roughly paraphrasing, and I will receive you, saith the Lord, and you shall be my sons and daughters. That's a part of the sacrifice, man. So within this walk of ours, man, there's certain things that we're going to have to using the same word. We're going to have to sacrifice, man. Yeah. We're going to have to sacrifice our time. We're going to have to sacrifice our sleep. We're going to have to sacrifice our energy,
right?
Like the discipline.
Mm-hmm. And just to add to that, because that was one of the main issues the Lord had with our people. All right, not only were they not wanting to sacrifice, but it says because you didn't serve me with joyfulness and gladness of heart. So Jake was looking at sacrificing for the Lord as a burden. All right. So having that mentality is not what this is about, man. If you got that mentality, you're not gonna last. To be plain, if you're doing this and you're just trying to check things off the list, so you ain't getting cursed out or whatever.
Doing the bare minimum,
right? Yeah, no. If you got that mentality, then this ain't for you, man. You got men that's got all types of responsibilities, working all types of hours, but yet they sacrificing sleep. All right. Yet they sacrificing a relationship with their children. All right, with their families and all this and that and the third, and they willingly doing it because they love the Lord more. So if you have a mentality to where when it comes down to sacrificing for the Lord, all right, but you ain't doing it with a will in mind, man, it's gonna become a burden, man. As it says in the book of I believe it's in the gospel. It says you cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. It said you will hate the one and love the other, or you will cleave to the one and despise the other, man. If your heart is in other places, all right, and you just going through the motions, but your heart is somewhere else, man, you're gonna start hating doing this work. You're gonna start hating partaking in this ministry, and the Lord is gonna weed you out, man.
It's Malachi 3:8. When a man robbed the Most High, yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? This is the answer. In tithes and offerings. What was one of the definitions of sacrifice? Mm-hmm. The offering unto a deity, especially a life. So it's us offering our life. Brother can hold Romans 12:1. It's us offering our life towards Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Right. And certain weeks, certain days require more effort, more energy, more time. Right. You might work a 10, 12-hour shift, man, but yet you got a duty to uphold within the ministry. Which one is more important? Right. That 10, 12-hour shift that you was working, or the office, or the the duty that was given to you within the ministry, man. Which one is more important? See, if people, guys, I got to work the 10 hours. That's more important than the duty, then, man. You see, so therefore, you're robbing the Lord of that sacrifice, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Like straight up, you know? There's been sleepless nights, brothers that had, you know?
Right.
Like that's a part of the sacrifice, man. It ain't saying you got to do it each and every day. No,
Right.
the Lord is not going to put on us more than what we can handle, man. But it's certain weeks or certain days that's heavier than others, man.
Right.
You know, you might have a certain day where the Spirit is on you all day, man. You feel good. You might do a certain amount of lessons. You might get a certain amount of reading in. And then one day where it feel like the Spirit has completely left you, man. And it's a struggle, you know? Well, that day, that's what you got to do. Now you got to put more effort. Now you got to put more energy. Now you got to put more time into reading. You got to put more effort and energy into, you know, focusing and studying and researching and doing certain things, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just something where we just coasting each and every day or a set routine that we have, man. We can't get comfortable within set routines, man. You see, because things change day by day. So we can't get comfortable within a certain routine. Then all of a sudden that routine is broken, a wrench is thrown in there. Then all of a sudden you're not performing to what you used to, man. Why? Because something, and we got to be able to adjust. That's a part of the sacrifice. Because something can happen where now your daily routine is thrown off. So now you got to sacrifice something. Something got to be sacrificed, man.
That's right.
You know,
To that routine. That's right. And just to add, because we don't want to slip into the mentality that the Lord spoke about with those men. He gave the parable where they were bid into a marriage, and then it said they all with one consent began to make excuse. It said, "Oh well, I got a woman I married. You know, I got to take care of this, or I got land, and I got this, and I got that, and all these other things." It said to make the Lord angry because they were putting those things above the Lord. All right, they weren't willing to sacrifice. All right, the relationship with their woman to serve the Lord, or the job, their career that they had to serve the Lord, man.
Or whatever interest they had, you know.
Exactly, man. So these things have to be on the altar, man. Like the brothers got in that Romans 12.
Can I grab this real quick? This backs you up on that Deuteronomy that you had quoted to, and it goes along, right? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 9, and I'll start at 6. It says, but this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he that soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for the Most High loveth a cheerful giver.
That's it.
So it's having that mindset of this being a joy, man, of not losing that interest. You know, brothers talk about your first love and how excited and how amped you were to do the work. You know, how every second, man, the Lord want me to do this, man, you know, I'm gonna do this lesson, this, that, and the third. You know, but having that spirit of doing it, of it being a cheer, you know, it
That's
being
right.
joyous.
That's right. And just to even add, because we take dignity in this, all right? Take real dignity in this, man. Man, there's lessons that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah that I've done, that I've been up a damn whole day putting it together, going into history, going into this, researching this and that and the third, bro. I take dignity in the spirit working through me to labor to do that, man. Or when you got to sacrifice, man, I had to stay up, bro. I was tired as hell after work, man. I prayed to the Lord for strength. Cause man, I knew I wanted to get this reading in that I wanted to get in, you know, and the Lord strengthened me to do it. Then next thing you know, I was able to do a lesson, like going that extra mile and fighting, and then seeing the Lord provide you with the strength to do it, all right, or inspire you to work and all that, man. You should take dignity in that, man. That shouldn't be something like that is just, you know what I'm saying. You should take pride in doing these things for the Lord, man. You know, the things that you had to give up and that you had to lose and whatnot, man. Brothers be having all types of stories, man. Yeah, first came in, man. I was so pretty much immersed in the word, man. I got cut off. Everything was cut off, man. I had my mom. She tried to kick me out. This and that and the third was going on. Having those stories of them stripes that you had to get to serve the Lord, man. That's taking pride in that, man. But then turn around, Jake don't want to sacrifice for the Lord at all. But then you got men all around you that's fighting, that's doing these things. So then it's like, bro, what is you doing? Everybody else is sacrificing. Why aren't you sacrificing? Everybody else is giving up time, giving up sleep, sacrificing their relationships with their family and this and that and the third. All right. jobs and all this and that and the third, but you're not doing it, man. And that don't make you feel some type of way.
Yeah, you're not so special. You know what I'm saying? You're not more important. If Yahweh sacrificed, you know what I'm saying? How much more are we, man?
Mm-hmm.
Speaks about how the servant is not greater than the master, man. You know, so we're following in those steps. Once again, everything is on the altar. Going back to the Romans 12, everything, anything, and everything is on the altar, man. You know, because this is the priority. This is our life. You know, but you brothers got it.
This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 1.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 as well.
It said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
What does that mean? You know, brothers read these precepts and then you bring them out in the lesson, you out in the highways and hedges, you hear these. What does that mean? We have to get into the spirit of the meaning of these precepts, man. What does that mean? What does it mean to present your body as a living sacrifice? See, because these things are action. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So it's action. So what does that mean? You know, brothers should be able to ask yourself that in the mind. What does it mean to present my body as a living sacrifice? And you should be able to answer yourself by what? By your deeds. Like, well, it means this and it means that. And if you don't know what it means, that should be a question, man. You know, Lord, pray to the Lord, man. What does it mean to present my body as a living sacrifice unto you? You know, the Lord will reveal it in the form of a lesson. A brother will do a lesson on it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, the Spirit might call a brother, or you know, we got you know our group that we together in, and brother might randomly just start, which not randomly. The Spirit is on him to go into something, and all of a sudden he posting all these precepts, and then you go into the group and you be like, I was just meditating on that, man. I was just thinking about that. And that's another thing, man. Brothers who are in the group chats with brothers, be in the group chat, man. Don't just be there. Be in the group chat. Focus on what's going on in there. Focus on what's being said in there. Focus on the edification, even if it's not directed towards you. There's so much things that be going on within that within the group chat that brothers are a part of, man. Be a part of that, man. Be active in it. Get the edification that's being given in the group chat. Get the understanding. Ask questions. Be involved, man. You know?
It says, holy acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Holy acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service, man. So in Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, it speaks about.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse 10. It says, for they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy.
Now, what does that mean? They keep holiness holily. What does that mean? It goes back into our keeping our eye single. Us brothers understanding the importance of this ministry, man. You keep holy things holily. You sanctify Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in our heart, man. Then it tells us what? To be ready to give an answer to every man that asks us the hope that's in us, man. See, this is a part of the sacrifice where we give our time, our energy, our life unto this, man. 1 Corinthians 6 and 15. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. Like these words, like Bible Bashar, get that word addicted in the Edema. You know, and a brother can also get it in the blue letter. But these precepts are being read. You know how many times that that precept is hit? Sirach the prologue, when it speaks about those who are desirous of learning. All these different precepts, man. You know, what does these precepts mean?
That's right.
Jake hear these precepts, but what do they mean? Is Jake listening to these precepts? You hear the precepts, are you listening? That's two different things, man. You can hear somebody talking, you can teach it. Are you listening to the person speak? You know, and like the brother said, you can even teach it. But do you understand what it means, man?
Right.
Because reading these words, proper understanding of these words should be reflected in our life and how we move in our decision making. If you truly understand the words that we're reading and you understand these things, then it should show forth in our everyday being, man. Our thought process, our decision making, how we move, the sacrifices that we putting forth. You know, this ain't a hangout. It ain't a boys club. It ain't something to just be a part of or to fit in, to be accepted of. There's none of that, man. You know, but you brothers got it.
Well, that's the heavy thing about what the apostle said in that Romans 12, right? It was heavy that he said that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice. You know, because back then, you know, they understood. Even when you read the commentaries, people understood what a sacrifice was, right? You go, you take the sacrifice, you kill the sacrifice.
It was a loss,
right? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if I was bringing a bullock, that's a loss. That's a loss because that bullock was a part of my increase.
Right.
Exactly.
Bringing me money.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm making that holy to the Lord. That's a loss to me.
Right.
That's why Paul said, "I count all things dung." That was a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Just for this knowledge, man. You know, but you got it, brother.
No, because I was just gonna make the point, not just that one time, but it says living sacrifice.
It's continual.
So it's continual, it's ongoing.
Your life is the sacrifice. Exactly. And it don't stop, you know.
Yep. Hey, it reminds me of the movie Suicide Squad. I know we talked about it a while back, you know.
When you live for me.
Exactly. You know that song Living for the Love of You? He said, yeah. He said, anybody can die for somebody.
He asked her, would you die for me? She said, yeah. Mm-hmm. He said, no, that's easy.
Yep.
Would you live for me?
That's it, man. That's it.
Living, because you got to continue to suffer. You got to continue to deny yourself. It's easy to die. Once you die, it's a wrap.
Right.
But living for something, you got to continue in that, man. You got to continue in the temptation. You got to continue in the self-denial. You got to continue in the affliction. You got to continue in that living for someone, man. You see? And we're living for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. What does it say in I think it's Romans 14. It says, no man liveth unto himself, and no man dieth unto himself. Whether we live or whether we die, we live unto the Lord, man. There's another one where Paul said that I'm crucified with the Lord, yet not I, but the life of Yahushua liveth in me. I'm roughly paraphrasing the precept, man. Yeah. You know? Okay. Feel the power of these words, man. We have to understand these things, man. Go ahead, Al.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse 20. It says, it says, I am crucified with Yahushua.
What does that mean? I am crucified with Yahushua. Yahushua was a sacrifice. He gave his life as an offering. That's what it says in what is that? Hebrews 10. What is that? Verse 7. It says, he come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. Thou hast said a body has sacrifices.
This is Hebrews 10 and 7. Then said I.
What does 5 say?
Verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offerings thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared.
But a body hast thou prepared me. Yahweh's life was the sacrifice. And we're coming into that, man. That's why the Lord did away with the blood of bulls and goats and rams. He didn't care about that. Our bodies are the sacrifice, which is why I hope we still got that Wisdom of Solomon 3 on deck, man. You know, go ahead.
It says, verse 6, in burnt offerings and sacrifice for sins, thou hast had no pleasure. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh.
That's it. And it's the same thing as us, man. What did Yahweh say in John the 4th chapter? He said, I forgot how it went, but the disciples asked him about meat. And then he said, I got meat you know not of. Then the disciples was like, who went and got him some meat?
I got it.
And Yahweh, go ahead.
This is St. John chapter 4, verse 32. 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, hath any man brought him aught to meat?
Yeah, so they looking like, bro, we've been around him all day. We ain't ate nothing. Who brought him something to eat? They carnally thinking, right? Go ahead.
Verse 34, Yahushua saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work.
That's what our meat is, man. And that word meat, it goes into what sustains us. It's what gives us our nutrients. It's what gives our body the nourishment. And Salaki, not our body, but our spirit. Because what did Yahweh Shah say? He said, man shall not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So this whack-ass food is supposed to give us the nutrients and the nourishment that our body needs, right? Which that's lacking. But the point being is that this word is what nourishes our spirit. And if we're not continually eating of that, if we're not sacrificing and being and having our mindset towards that, we gonna be malnourished in the spirit, man.
Right.
You know?
That's right. And you can't fake that. All right. It's only so long to where you could make it seem like you actually eating, make it seem like you getting, but you're not really in this thing, man.
Yeah, you eat in front of the brothers, then you go and vomit. What are the motherfuckers that got anorexic?
Right.
But yeah, man, they eat in front of the family and shit and act like everything cool, but then when everybody leaves, they go throw the shit back up.
Right. And you're gonna notice it. Why? Because you're gonna notice they're gonna be nourished, man.
Yep.
All right.
See it in the countenance.
That's right. In a physical standpoint. So how much more spiritually? It's only so long until it's like when it's noticed that it's no growth. All right, you're on the same level. It's like, well, damn. It looked like you was doing these things, but obviously you're not. Obviously you're not really getting, your heart is not really into it.
You have a reputation as if you alive, but you are really dead, man. That's Revelation, the 3rd chapter, man. You know, and that spirit been heavy. That Revelation 2 and 3 been heavy, man.
Right.
You know, and we should stay in that spirit, man, because Yahweh Shah is searching the churches, man. He said, I walketh in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. Those 7 candlesticks represent the 7 churches. The Lord is walking in the midst of us right now, man. Even more so now that we're approaching the Passover, man.
The one or two got in his name, he in the midst.
You know? I like to mention, man, brothers quote like to quote the script. Yeah, lo, I am with thee to the end of the world. Yes, Yahweh Shah did say that. But keep in mind, he's with us when we fucking up too, man. When we slacking, when we not denying ourselves, when the spirit tells us we're supposed to be doing this and we decide to do that, the Lord was with us right there too, man. Let's keep all that in mind, man. You see? Because Yahweh Shah is watching everything and he's searching the churches, man. That's why the spirit is on the apostles the way it is, man. We're talking about what it's time for another house cleaner. That don't move fear in you. That don't spark something to make sure, like, oh man, look, am I making sure that I got my list and my checks, checking it off? No, okay, man. You know, that self-examination should be at an all-time high the closer we get to the end. You know, but I'm rambling. You brothers. That was done in that Hebrews.
Back to the Galatians.
We can jump back to the Galatians.
Back in Galatians.
You want the definition for sacrifice?
Yeah.
After this, right?
No, it was addicted.
Yeah,
addicted. I was going to say we started with the sacrifice, but go ahead and read that Galatians, then we can jump back to the addicted.
This is Galatians chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, I am crucified with Hamashiach, nevertheless I live.
Because once again, that crucifixion is a sacrifice, man. So we're presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. We're on the cross with the Lord, man. We can't do what the hell we want to do. Hey, is what Yahweh Shah told Peter how he would die in John the 20th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It's the last chapter in John. And he said, when thou was young, thou wentest and did what thou wanted to do. But when you old, somebody gonna gird you and take you where you don't want to go. That was the Yahweh Shah was speaking about how he would die. But I'm liking that until we ain't doing what the hell we want to do right now, man. You know? The Lord is guiding us to where and leading us to, we not living our own life, man. Yeah. The spirit say, bro, go do that, go do this. You might have other plans. Like, fuck, I wanted to, but okay, Lord. You know, because we don't live to ourselves, man. We are crucified with the Lord. You see, it says in Colossians that our life is hid with Yahweh Shah. Like, what does these words mean? Like the brother put on comment, but this is just a book to some guys, man. What does these words mean, man? These words are life unto us. We read these things and we apply it. Like, man, fuck this place, man. Right. Our life is here with Yahweh Shah. When he returned, which is our life, then shall we live, man. We ain't got no life here. So guess what? We're gonna be tired as hell. The scripture says what? This ain't our rest. That ain't just talking. Jake used to say that in the lessons, and yeah, this ain't our rest, brothers. But here it is, Jake not sacrificing. I'm tired, boss. Nigga, we all tired. In the book of Daniel, it says that he shall wear out the saints.
I was just thinking that.
We all vexed. Yeah. We all tired. You don't think the apostles tired? 30 plus years. Come on, man.
That's what Paul said. Who's weak and I'm not weak. All that work he was putting in, he said, who's weak and I'm not weak, man. So we ain't got no excuses, man. And like the brother I think you had mentioned earlier, the Lord ain't gonna give us more than we can bear. So the things that is put upon us, man, that's why the Lord commanded us, man. Whosoever is not carrying my cross and following me is not worthy of me, man. All right. So we can't make these excuses of, well, this going on. We can't do that, man. The Lord was angry with those men that with one consent began to make excuse with him. He was infuriated with the excuses that those men was making, to where he was like, man, nah, fuck that, man. Them niggas is getting cast out into outer darkness, man.
He said those men that were bidden shall not enter in, man.
That's right. So we got to watch that in our mentality, because we can say that and be like, oh yeah, man, these niggas, man, we out here calling them and speaking about everybody else out, but we got to be mindful of that same mentality even within the faith, man. All right. Not sacrificing, making an excuse, man. Well, no, I was doing this. I'm tired, this and that, and the third. We got to we have to make sacrifices for the Lord, man. Mm-hmm. I had mentioned it last week in our group chat. It ain't about finding time, man. It's about making time. All right. Yeah, my ass is tired, but if I need to do certain things, well then shit, I'm gonna have to sacrifice. I'm gonna have to get up 2 hours earlier.
If your life revolves around the truth, you gotta make time for everything else. All right. I gotta make time for my woman. I gotta make time for my family. I gotta make time to go to work. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, and just real quick, and you gotta be willing to suffer the carnal consequences of that, man. All right. Well, damn, I gotta make time for the truth, but well, damn, my woman, she want to go out, do this and then the third. Well, fuck it. Like, I'm going to have to suffer a rift being in our relationship. Or I'm going to have to suffer.
She's going to be mad tonight.
She's just going to have to be mad. She's going to have an attitude, this and then the third. But I'm going to, like it says in Hebrews, the 11th chapter. All right. It says how he chose rather to suffer. Jake don't be choosing rather to suffer. Jake really do not be choosing rather to suffer. And guys like that.
Bare minimum, bro. Jake want to do the bare minimum. They want to offer to the Lord the bare minimum. Then when it comes to being uncomfortable, Jake don't want to step off into that uncomfortable offering, man. We gotta offer when it's uncomfortable, man. Not just when it's on our terms.
Yeah,
that's what makes it. Jake offering just on their terms is not a sacrifice. Yeah, it was convenient. Yeah, no, man. That's a part of our bodies as a living sacrifice. We're doing these things when it's not convenient.
Right.
We're doing these things when it's uncomfortable to do it.
Hey, what that goes back to what the brother Yeshua put on the comment board is part of that being addicted. Like you said, you're gonna suffer those things, and you might suffer the carnal repercussions, bro. Because you'll have it. Okay, well, I got my stuff done, and now I'm gonna make time. I might go spend some time with my family and my woman. But you're so into the ministry, you're so about the word that even when you're with them, you're listening to a lesson, you're hitting up a brother, you think about some scriptures, you're like your mind, your heart ain't there. Yeah, you're not really there, even though you are. That's part of being that addicted. But even going back to that Galatians, right? Because it says, I am crucified, right? With Yahweh, nevertheless I live. It's all about perspective. I had listened to something a while back ago that was like, it's the perspective of sacrifice, right? So we understand that this is a sacrifice, but if you look at everything as a sacrifice, if you look at everything like, man, I gotta give this up, man, I can't do this, man, I can't do that, instead of thinking, hey, it's a privilege for me to give this up. It's a privilege for me to suffer this, just like the apostles did, right? Because it says that even though he's dead to the world, he lives. Yahweh Shah said, I come that they may have life more abundantly.
We ain't even finished.
But it's so we can have life more abundantly. So even though we might not be doing all those things, hey, we're living, man. We're living in the sight of the Lord. But I'll go back to Galatians 2 and 20. I am crucified with Hamashiach. Nevertheless, I live. Yet not I, but Yahweh Shai liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of the Most High, who loved me and gave himself for me.
Come on, man. You know? So it should be nothing to sacrifice sleep. It should be nothing to sacrifice personal relationships.
The winters and the cold.
You know what I'm saying? These things are nothing, man. Right. Why? Because the life I live now in this flesh, I live for Yahweh Shai, who gave his life for me.
For myself likewise.
These things should be nothing, man. You know? But see, that's you gotta believe that. You gotta feel that in your spirit. If you don't feel that, then these things it's gonna be
mighty stone.
You know, Jake gonna look at these things as a burden. Then when you tell Jake, well, you're supposed to be doing this, then Jake got the look on their face all angry and shit. You know, all right. You're supposed to be like, fuck, man, Jake, man, fuck, man, Jake, great. All right, fuck wrong with me, man. You know, but you brother got it.
And just to add even on that, because Jake is gonna motivate, you know, Jake is gonna do those things, man. But it's only so much that brothers can do. It's only so much that brothers can say. All right, like we was even speaking last night, man. It's only so far that Jake is gonna dunk about it in the spirit until that tree has to be cast, man. All right, that tree's been dunked about. It's been given the nutrients. It's been given everything that it needs to grow, and it's still not growing. Then what's gonna happen to that tree, man? It's gotta be cut down, man. You know, but I'm gonna hit this real quick.
If why cumber it at the ground?
Right, it's like this. Just the way
you're just taking up space now, man.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the same thing. It's like, bro, Jake is saying, hey, you need to be applying this, you need to be applying that, so that you can grow in the spirit. All right, Jake is telling you things that help them grow in the spirit, but then it's not being applied. So then it's like, what's the point of even you're not gonna grow because you're not gonna apply these things. So what's the point of you even being around?
And now you're wasting and dunging about it and giving it the nutrients, you know, taking care of it, watering it, you know, and it's not growing. So now you're wasting time. So like the brother said, it's just taking up space. It's taking up nutrients and stuff that it could be that could be given to other plants. No.
This is real quick, Sirach 6:19. It says, "Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth." So that's coming into this ministry, this wisdom. All right, with a workman mentality. It says that the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray ye that the Lord brings more laborers into the harvest. Roughly paraphrasing, man.
Yeah.
The Lord is looking for workmen.
What it says, despise not
laborious work,
laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. It says, "Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long." So that's what's going to happen, man. All right. If your mind isn't really towards this, man, all right, it's going to just be a burden, and then you're going to want to cast it off. Or in your mind, you're going to seek for somebody else to cast you away from it, so you seem like it's you have an excuse to get out. Well, I got separated because of this and that, or pointing the finger. When the whole time it was because you wasn't applying these words. You didn't come into this wisdom with the proper mindset, man, and sincerity and the truth. So this is what we're talking about in the spirit, man. This is the time to be examining these things, looking within ourselves, and making the proper adjustments. Because as we see in the spirit, man, the Lord is going to sift. All right. These ain't just words that's being saying that the apostles have been saying, that the elders and other brothers have been saying. The Lord is going to start making moves. It says, well, that's all I want to get on that point. But it's more, of course.
What was you holding?
I was holding 1 Corinthians 6. I was holding Matthew 19. Nothing that you called for, though.
Okay. I didn't have you hold nothing. Wisdom Solomon 3.
Yeah, we got Wisdom Solomon 3.
I didn't have nobody else holding anything. Well, let's hit that Wisdom Solomon 3, and then we gonna just flow in the spirit after that. I feel like we everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's
that's why I said that when I called you.
It's edifying though, man. You know what I'm saying? And these things need to be said, man. You know, because we have to understand the gravity of what we're a part of.
Yeah.
You know, this is not our time to rest, man. Even physically, certain days, certain weeks, brothers get 2-3 hours sleep max throughout the day, man.
Bro, but that's glory in that, man.
Because of certain responsibilities that brother have. And keep in mind, another brother got a higher responsibility than you. So you complaining of what you going through. There's another brother who was worse off, man. He getting less sleep than you. He got more responsibility than you. More is on his plate, and he dealing, man. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You know, that's why the scripture says, "Look not on every man of his own things, but look on the others." Man, I'm roughly paraphrasing. It might be Galatians 6th chapter. You know, but just being mindful, like, bro, man, it's another brother that's going through this, or just brothers in your camp. You know, brother schedules and what brother's going. You like, man, look, man, this brother, bro, shit. And I'm complaining about what the fuck, man. Fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you pray to the Lord, man. Give me a portion of that brother's spirit. I see what he on. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what Elisha did. Elisha said, "Can I get a double portion of the spirit of Elijah? Like, can I get a double?" You know. So you see a certain characteristic or a certain spirit on a brother, man. Hey, man, Lord, give me some of that. Give me that encouragement, man. Give me that endurance. Give me that courage. You know. You can start at one on that.
Can I grab this real quick?
Go ahead.
This is Haggai chapter 1 and verse 4. It said, verse 3, it says, "Then came the word of the Lord Yahweh by Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? Now therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, consider your ways." You know, just going back to it being that time to put in that work, man.
It's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
You see that? Now, this is speaking. King Solomon speaking physically. Look at the 7 sons in the book of Second Maccabees. You know, look at how they was put to death. To the unlearned, it's like, man, their life was took it for misery, man. The way the apostles lived, or John the Baptist, the way the prophets lived. In the book of Hebrews, it said they wandered out of caves. They was in sheepskins and goat skins.
Hey, even you mentioned the Maccabees brothers, bro. They the father, when that decree came down, man, what they do, man? They was pretty much like, fuck that decree. We're not gonna eat that swine's flesh. They went and dwelt in the wilderness, man. They took everything they had and they was like, fuck that. They sacrificed, man. All of our forefathers sacrificed for the Lord, man. Things that they cared about, man.
But to the unlearned, like I said, it's taken for misery.
Right.
You know, but read that again.
This Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Right. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. People look how and apply it in the spirit. People be like, you just wasting your life.
Right. You threw away opportunities. You had so much going for you.
So in the sight of the unlearned, it seemed like it's no point to what we're doing, man.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
It says, and their departure is taken for misery.
And their departure is taken for misery. We departed out of the world and came into the faith. They look at that as, look, nigga, you don't do what?
Yeah, the same, because we don't go run to the same
excess of riot, you know. But once again, apply it in the spirit, because they was talking about the physical deaths that the apostles, that the prophets, that the men of the Lord had to suffer, man. The life of affliction that they had to go through. To the unlearned, somebody reading the book of Job and seeing what Job went through, it was like, man, his life was misery. But no, to those that are in the spirit, man, we understand. We matter of fact, keep reading.
Verse 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
But they are in peace. You see? And that's what it is with us, man. When we left out of the world, man, we entered into peace, like, you know, complete comfort, man, through the spirit. Man, that's why we going through what we going through, man. You know, and it ain't gonna be forever. There's an end to this. Right. Our Lord is on his way. What I gotta do? What? I gotta stop doing that. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck I was doing, man. You know, I'm worried about going to fucking work to eat for Esau, working a goddamn 9 to 5 or whatever the hell. I'm worried about paying bills. You know, those are curses, bro. Like, I'm worried about being under the curses. My mind is not set toward being under the curses. Nigga, I'm vexed here. I'm seeing all kind of trannies. My children can't grow up. Bro, like, what the fuck? What I got here?
Bro, Jake had no purpose in the world.
So coming into this faith, bro, it's like, of course I could cut that shit off. Because here it is, within the faith, we got liberties. Anything outside of the liberties we have is just doing too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jake want to eat pork. Jake want to do sleep with another man. Woman, Jake want to do all this shit, bro. You ain't got to do all that, bro. You ain't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But Jake look at this as a burden. Jake look at this as a misery. Them denying themselves. Getting less sleep. Spending less time on playing the game or watching football, whatever the fuck, man. Spending time with your wife. Jake look at that as a burden. Jake look at that as, man. You know, like, bro, Jake be hurt in their spirit, bro.
Hell, like, damn, you love her ass that much?
It'd be like, God damn, bro. You know, but go ahead.
Verse 4, it says, for though they be punished in the sight of men.
Meaning we going through these afflictions. We catching hell. Go ahead.
Yet is there hope full of immortality.
We got hope in the end, man. You see? Keep reading.
Verse 5, and having been a little chastised.
A little chastised, man. A little chastised. When you read that, the 2 Maccabees 7, when you read about what Antiochus did to those sons, bro, it says after a short pain. It said a short pain. You read about what they went through, bro. He scalped them. He cut out their tongue. He cut off their members. He boiled them. The scriptures call that a short pain, man. Go ahead.
It says they shall be greatly rewarded.
They shall be greatly rewarded. So everything we sacrifice in our sleep, our time, the relationships,
100%.
all that is going to be rewarded. Bible Kashai,
got
get that, man.
Got it, Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 19 and 27.
We ain't got time for that word about all that bullshit, man.
Yeah. Affection on things in heaven. This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 27.
Hey, and shalom to all you elders, man, and all you brothers. Shalom.
Yep. It says Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto them, behold, we have forsaken all.
All you elders and brothers, slacking. I'm sorry, brother.
It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and follow thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jake coming to this thing without that mentality of counting the cost, like, I'm going to have to forsake these things. This is going to have to be put on the back burner. That's a part of counting the cost, like whatever it is that you care about, that you love, I'm going to have to put that on the back burner for my love towards Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for me to get salvation, man. These men were actually, these ain't just words that it just sounds good. They were actually forsaking these things. These same men that we read about, the apostles that was doing all this work, all right, they had certain relationships. All right. They had certain things in this world that they cared about, that they had to put all that shit to the side.
Peter had a wife. It tells you how I believe his wife's mother was sick, and Yahushua came and healed her. You know, so Peter had a wife. But yet, what
was the priority?
What was he doing? He was.
And like y'all brothers have said earlier, you know, brought out the point is that these men were going on. When you read about the missionary trips that they would take, they were traveling far away, man.
Right.
We had a luxury of having a unicorn. You know, we doing the work. You go out Saturday, you do lessons. In the comfort of your own home.
You can still come back if you got children. Come back. They was going on journeys. You know what I'm saying? They might not be back for 6 months.
It wasn't planes,
right?
And goddamn, you know, V8 powered cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. They had mules, camels, and horses, bro.
They probably came back. Wife could have left you and everything when you came back because you was gone for so long. These are different things that Jake actually go through, man. Yeah. But they have to go through that experience. But Jake gets so caught up in trying to hold on to everything so fucking bad.
Like, we got it so easy now through the spirit, man. In the form of the unicorn, we ain't gotta do all that, bro. And even our apostles and elders, Like back when they came in the 80s, the 90s, it wasn't a unicorn popping and all those things. They had to go to the library. They had to put hours into reading books. Right. So they already sacrificed the relationships they had with their family, with their wives, with their children, the jobs that they had to go to. Trains. You know what I'm saying? And we hear about the stories the apostles tell us, man. And that should encourage us. That should be like, bro, we ain't even got it as they had it in the 90s, man.
Man.
But we sitting here talking about, oh man, fuck all that weak shit, bro. We ain't got time for that, man.
That's right.
Yeah. We have to understand the times that we in, you know? And then just to keep the balance, man, we all go through moments where the scripture says, strengthen the feeble hands and the weak knees that hang low. Lest it be turned out of the way, man. So we gotta remember at times, man, that spirit get on us, bro. But we gotta no, fuck that, man. There's a scripture in Wisdom of Solomon 12, man. One of my favorites. It speaks about when men will not believe that thou art of full power. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and 17. For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power.
At one point, look, talking about our apostles. At one point, it was like the word was none effect. Yeah. Nobody was listening. You know what I'm saying? The prophecies, the thing about Russian, different things wasn't happening, right? So nobody believed. It says when men will not believe, right? That the Lord is of a full power. Go ahead.
Thou showest thy strength.
Then the Lord show his strength. And we're in a time, we've been in the time for the last 10, 15 years of the Lord showing his strength now, man. These things are speaking now. You see? Go ahead.
And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest.
So as we see these things popping off, man, the apostles been preaching these things for 30 plus years. And as we see these things happening in real time now, as it is written in Habakkuk, at the end it shall speak and not loud. We're hearing these things. Yeah. These prophecies are speaking now, man.
It's been declared. Man.
It says what? Our boldness should be made manifest, man.
Get brighter.
The pathway of the just shine brighter and brighter to that perfect day. It says the house of David wax stronger and stronger. That's how we should be in the spirit, man.
Yeah.
Yes, in the flesh we are fucking drained. We tired. Yeah. Going back to the Daniel, it says what? We wore out, man.
Man,
this devil wore out the saints.
But we being made better in it.
But hey, we perfected in that suffering, just like our Lord Yahweh Shah was perfected, man.
Through the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. All this suffering. Hey, and we complain about it through the spirit. We cry out to the Lord.
Yeah, like you might talk to a brother, man. Man, I worked such and such hours this week, brother. Man, fuck, man, I can't wait for the kingdom. You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's still that optimism. It's that mentality. Like, man, look, hey, we ain't got too much longer though, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta suffer this. I gotta do that. But hey, I still gotta do what I gotta do in the spirit. That's right. That job I got, that's secondary.
Right.
The Lord gave me that job in the first place. The Lord is what put the food on my table, the clothes on my back, the roof over my head. So if I'm not serving him, that fucking job or the woman you got, all that was given from the Lord, man.
Right. You go through the motions with all that. You don't go through the motions with this word. You go through the motions at your job. All right, your woman, all right, got to go do this and that and the third, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case it may be. But when it comes down to this ministry, man, our Lord wants our heart all the way into it. And that has to be shown forth in our actions, man.
Our first love, bro.
That's right.
That Revelation 2 and that Revelation 3, man, them are heavy chapters, man.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai is searching the churches, man. We have to make sure that we apply, that we walk in, that we examining. You know what I'm saying? That we measuring up to what's written. You know, it says in Revelation 11, the angel gave him a reed like unto a rod, roughly paraphrasing it, said, measure the temple and them that worship therein. So we should be measuring ourselves continually, man, to see if we're living up to what's written.
Right.
You know?
And there's things that we're going to identify like, damn, I ain't living up to that, so I'm going to have to make a change. Like, I'm going to have to make an adjustment.
That's where the sacrifices, that's where the adjustments come, you know?
Yeah, because that's what you got to do. You recognize I'm coming up short in a certain area. I'm not meeting this requirement. So what do I need to change in my life to make sure that I'm meeting this requirement, man?
Sacrifice.
Exactly. You're going to have to sacrifice more. All right, that might be, I'm going to have to spend less time doing this. All right, or I'm going to have to completely cut this out for a time period to make sure that I get where I need to get.
Yeah, it could be something lawful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might like to play basketball or, you know, you like your downtime, you playing Call of Duty or going to the gym or whatever it may be, man. You know, and you know that there's something that's not cooking in the spirit,
Right.
those things gotta be sacrificed.
That's right.
You know, man, fuck it. Okay, I ain't finna do that for 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, and it's through the spirit. It ain't, you know, it could be 3 days for a certain brother. It could be 2 months for a certain brother. Like, but those things gotta be, that self-examination has to happen, man.
Right.
That's the point, you know. But
back in that Matthew.
Yeah.
This is back in Matthew chapter 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
And that's the thing. Jake don't believe that. Jake want that instant gratification, man. You know, like you went into the lesson a couple years back, the delayed gratification. You see, when Yahushua comes, that's when that's gonna come.
Get on that.
You know, but Jake don't believe that that's gonna come. That's why they moving in the mentality that they moving in. That's why they walking in the way that they walking.
Trying to hold on to everything, man. Like, we got to be mindful of that, man. There's certain things that we care about. You know, you try and, you know, whatever the case it may be. But man, hey, if shit get too far, man, you got to completely let that shit go, man. It says it's better to go halted than main, man. You know, like, yeah, like you might have shit you go through, like I said, struggling the flesh with your woman and this and that and the third. But if it becomes a hindrance to my relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to where I'm displeasing him because of me trying to hold on to this relationship, what's going to happen, man? That's got to get cut. And I'm going to get that back later. And this is the same thing that we reading that these men said. Like, look, we had to forsake this. We had to forsake that.
And those things hurt.
Straight
you know
up,
what I'm saying?
Man.
We ain't finna sit here and just be like, oh Jake just,
man,
fuck that.
Bro, they had compassion.
Those things hurt. Brothers been sacrificed and cut things off, man.
Cried about
you know what I'm saying?
Too.
Those things hurt, man.
That pain can't be avoided.
But the faith in what the word says, the hope in what the word says is what able to get over that pain, man. You go ahead.
Real quick, just to back that up. This is Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 5. Now, this is speaking about Abraham. All right. It says, Moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous, being Abraham, and preserved him blameless unto the Most High, and kept him strong against his tender compassion toward his son.
Right.
So you think Abraham didn't care about Isaac? But when you read in Genesis, the 22nd chapter, and the Lord, like he said, the Lord tempted him with telling him he got to sacrifice Abraham, man.
Isaac.
Or the water, yeah. Sacrifice Isaac, man. You think he didn't care? It said that it was his only son.
Yeah.
That he loved, his only begotten.
It says wisdom kept him from those emotions,
and
man.
That's the point. See, this wisdom is like, man, fuck, I love my family, but you know, I'm gonna get him back in the kingdom
because of his faith.
Exactly.
See, this is the book of if I could get this real quick. This is the book of Hebrews 11 and 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure, man.
Bro.
So through wisdom, through the Holy Spirit, through the faith that the Lord gave Abraham, he believed even if he sacrificed Isaac, the Lord was able to put the spirit back into Isaac and raise him up again, because that was who the promise was supposed to come through, man. That's the faith of Abraham. And we have to embody that, man. We have to walk in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's all through this word. There's another one in the 8th chapter. It says that she shall be a comfort in cares and griefs.
Yeah.
You know?
This is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 9. Therefore, I purpose to take her to me.
I purpose to get this knowledge. I purpose to apply my mind to this word.
Man.
Go ahead.
It says, therefore, I purpose to take her to me, to live with me, knowing that she will be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief.
This the comforter, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the comforter. Whatever we lose, whatever we have to sacrifice, this is the comfort.
This is my comfort in my affliction.
You know?
Straight up.
Use them back if we done in Matthew.
No, it's a little bit more. Matthew 19 and verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father
And
or
it's a
mother.
small sacrifice in order to be able to sit on thrones, bro. I believe it's Luke the 22nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yahweh Shah said, "Ye are they that continue with me in my temptations, and I grant unto you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me, that you may eat and drink at my table, judging the 12 tribes." Roughly paraphrasing, man. Bro, this is a small sacrifice in order to be able to toast with Yahweh Shai, to be able to sit at his table.
Man.
Whatever we gotta lose on this, bro. What? You understand that, like the that honor? You know what I'm saying?
See, and like you said, like really believe in it, man. Because like you said, those emotions come at times where you gotta lose this, sacrifice that. But the spirit has to kick in, like, man, I'm gonna get that back anyways, man. Like the spirit has to kick in, like, I ain't even tripping about that. See, when our affection is on things in the heavens and not on things on earth, it's like, well, this shit don't matter, man. The scripture says that 1,000 years to the like a gravel sand,
Right.
gravel on the sand. I don't
Um,
want to butcher it
yeah.
because it
Man,
puts
I
you
wish
in
I
that
was
mentality of this is temporary, man. It's early on.
I get it.
Go ahead,
This is Rock chapter 18 and verse 10.
and I was right there.
It says, as a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand.
Right. So imagine that one little gravel stone on the seashore, all this sand, but just one little sand.
Or one little drop of water compared to the whole ocean.
Right.
You know?
Go ahead.
So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity.
It says 1,000 years to the days of eternity, man. So how much smaller is this little 5 years, the woman that you care about, and this and that and the third, whatever the case it may be, man. When you look at eternity, man, that we got ahead of us, man, these things shouldn't be anything. But of course, we in the flesh, so we feel certain things, but the spirit has to kick in, man. It reminds me of that show Invincible that we was watching on Amazon Prime. Now it was this dude. He was like a god. All right, he was like a Omni-Man, right? So he was talking to his son that was born on Earth, but Omni-Man, he was born from his planet. But his son was he still had power and everything like that. His son had affection for the Earthlings and everything like that.
Yeah, he had those emotions.
He had all those emotions. But then Omni-Man, he was pretty much trying to raise his son up, like, look, we're gonna pretty much take over this planet and this and that and the third. But
he told him his mom,
and that was the point I was
like,
going.
your mom just like,
bro,
she just cattle, like
this woman that he had been with, had a child with, they had been together probably like 20 years or something like that. He's like, she's just
that's my pet.
She's
That's
just
like
you know. He's
he was
over
like
1,000, right?
And the daddy was like,
bro, it's like he's like, I'm over 1,000 years old. Like, I'm gonna have plenty of women, bro. But just tying it into the point, like the affection on things in the heavens, like we gonna get all this, man, and we gotta believe that and remember it, man. You know, Jake be one woman and this and that and the third. Of course, we want these things, but we gotta know that. Look, we gonna get all that and more, man. The Lord gave it to King Solomon and more. We gonna have all that, but we have to keep this as the priority, man. All right, we can't chase those things, all right, and then try and get a little bit of this wisdom. All right, the mindset should be like, let me get this wisdom, and I'm gonna get all that anyways. The Lord is gonna hand it over to us.
All things shall be added unto you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
The brother Yochanan have posted it up on the comment board. That second Ezra 14 and 14. It says, "Cast away the mortal thoughts and the weak nature." Yep, and cast them far away from me. You know, because even like you said, hey, there's plenty of movies where it'll be some extraterrestrial, like some gods or something coming to the earth, and they look at them like, man, these, you mortals and your emotions, you mortals and your mindset, and this and that, and that's the same way that we should be through the scriptures. Casting that off and being in the image of Yahweh Shai. So everything like, man, like, but really, again, this is all dumb.
All this is temporary. It says everything that's seen is temporary. What is not seen is eternal. Roughly paraphrasing 2 Corinthians. You know,
2 Corinthians.
Hey, bro.
You hold a precept?
Yeah. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed in us." All right, so the things that we're going through now, all right, it's not going to compare to what we're going to receive in the kingdom, man. All right, it says that our light affliction is but for a moment. All right, so I mean, and yeah, that's easier said than done. You know, but going back to the title of the lesson, man, we have to make these sacrifices in order to grow, man.
I can do all things through Yahweh Shai that strengtheneth me. It's through these words, man. He come in the volume of the book. Like it's faith in what's written, man. You know, that's what it goes back down to, man. It goes back down into this is our life. This book, the things that's written in this book, this is our life, man. You know, we live our life. It's governed by the things that's written in this book, man. Our thought process, our decision making, how we move, it's all dictated by this book.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it reminds me of what the angel, I believe the angel had told Ezra. He was like, man, your heart is going too far into this world, you know? So thinking that at times, man, hey, we got to make sure that our heart isn't too far into this world. We got to remember that we're pilgrims, man. Letting these things go and letting it be like remind ourselves we're on a mission, man. I'm not here to rest. I'm not here to chill. I'm here to serve the Lord and get the hell up out of here and get all the rest later on in the kingdom. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17. I'm going to start at verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish,
though I be crucified with Yahweh Shai, yet I live. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Meaning our spirit. You know? So through these sufferings, man, we are being perfected. The brother quoted it earlier, Ecclesiastes, I believe it's the 7th chapter. You know, the house of mourning is how the heart is made perfect, man. God's going to continue in the house of mirth, man. That the scripture says that's the end of all men.
But the living will lay it to heart.
The living will lay it to heart. That's right, man.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
consider like, man, nah, this ain't gonna get me up.
I'm in too much mirth.
Yeah.
I'm in too much comfort. You know, now I gotta adjust. Now I gotta snap out of that, man.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that.
I'm
you know,
too deep into the matrix.
Which we see in the spirit that's coming down through the apostles and different things, man. It's like, oh shit, yeah, man. I got too complacent. I got too lax.
Yeah.
Let me self-reflect now. Let me get back on my game. You know, that Revelation 2nd chapter. You forgot your first love. Be zealous, therefore repent. Okay, Lord, Salaki, y'all, I gotta get it back right, man.
Yeah.
You know. That's the mentality. Seeing that what we're approaching the end, man. It says now our salvation nearer than what we believe. We're seeing these things happen. Man, we so close, man. We're so close, man. You know?
Yeah.
But you got it.
It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Man, bro, he said, but for a moment. These men suffered. They died in their old age. They started this, man, they was doing the ministry for years, decades.
Well, that Hebrews 11, once again, it says that
Some
our forefathers, they all died not receiving the promises, but they saw them afar off, man. And they declared that they were strangers and pilgrims in the earth. Like, there ain't nothing here for us. We just passing through. We all able, man. We just passing through. You know? Why? Because here we have no continuous city. But we seek one to come, man.
That's right.
You know, our rest is going to come when our Lord returns, man.
That's right.
On all aspects.
Yeah, it said that
you know,
they have a greater country that awaits them in that Hebrews 11 chapter. Speaking of the kingdom, man, we got way greater awaiting us, man.
Right, so we got to get a Lord no rest, man. Until you make Jerusalem praising other people.
That's right. That's right. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Our affection in the heavens, man. Our eye being single. That's where our mentality at. That's where we looking towards.
Yeah.
You know, you had that one movie, Don't Look Up.
Oh yeah.
No, we looking up, man.
Yeah, we see it.
What did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai told us, look up because your redemption draweth nigh, man. That's what we're looking forward to, you know, but you got it.
It says, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Hey, so that's why, man, we gotta continue to disconnect and immerse ourselves in this word, man. Actually growing more and more. We gotta make the adjustments, all right, to the spirit that's being out there, man. The Lord is requiring us to grow. The Lord is requiring us to step it up a notch, man. And we gotta fight to do it, man. Like straight up, man. Hey, we just gotta make a way to do it. It ain't, man. I find a way. No, I have to make a way.
Fall into line. You know what I'm saying? This is the condition of the battle.
Right.
Man is born upon
waiting for the perfect conditions. You know, the perfect conditions for me to grow. And like, nah, I just gotta make it happen, man. You know, and that's through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and praying into the Lord and asking for these things, fasting, you know, to get where we need to get in the spirit, man.
Well, I'm gonna hit this precept. The brother Carnal Walk had put it was just there, but it disappeared. Hebrews 11:16 says, "But now they desire a better country that is an heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for He hath prepared for them a city." And what it says in Second Ezra, the second chapter. Well, yeah, the 7th chapter is well, it's all good things, but the 2nd chapter, I think it's the 13th verse. It says, "Go, pray for a few days unto you." Go ahead.
Second Ezra chapter 2 and 13. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
That's all we gotta do is watch. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. Stay upon our watch and wait to see what the Spirit is saying to us, man. And report it. We the news. We the Lord's reporters, man.
Hey, watch and wait.
Watch and wait. That's what we gotta do. And be obedient to the Spirit. You know, it's what we have to do, man. And it's a beauty. What else? What else is there? Bro, I ain't got nothing else to do, bro. Like straight up, bro. It's the mentality that the 12 had, man. Well, when the 70, a lot of them turned away, man. Yeah, Howard Shah turned to the 12 and said, "Y'all gonna leave too?" Then Peter said, "Where shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we are persuaded that thou art Hamashiach, the Son of the living power, man." We got let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. We got to be persuaded that this is the way. Walk ye in it. That this is our teachers. We're watching the apostles, the elders, man. They're telling us certain things that we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to be moving. And Jake just watching them and not applying nothing that's said. No, man, we got to be living these things because that's how we're going to prosper. We got to apply. We got to live it. We got to walk in it. Apostles ain't just saying it. They living it. That's why they got 30 plus years. So it's the same thing, man. We got to mark the perfect man. Be your followers of me as I am of Yahweh Shah. So we're following the apostles' example, man. They're examples unto us. So the things that they tell us to do, the things that the Spirit is coming down and saying, we got to apply it. Because that's how we stay in the Spirit,
Joshua 1 and 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So that's right. This is how we're going to make our way prosperous, man. All right. By actually doing these things, observing to actually apply these things, man. All right, we quote that scripture all the time, man. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that times, right? That's to them that's actually applying the wisdom and knowledge. You ain't gonna be stable if you're not applying it. That's why the Lord gave that parable, man. I liken this man
that built his house on the rock.
Yeah, one that's heareth these things of mine and doeth them. All right, he's the one that built his house upon a rock, and it says that he dug deep and built his house upon a rock, man. So then when the waves hit it, the floods came, man, that house didn't move. But a person that's hearing these saying, but they ain't really doing it, eventually them rains is going to hit, and your ass is going to slide away, man. And we don't want to be found out to be those men, man, that built a house upon a rock. So we got to make sure, like the brother's been saying, or the water, built our house upon the sand, man. So that's why we got to make sure, like, hey, am I doing this? Am I applying that? No, I'm not. All right, let me make the adjustments. Let me make sure I'm doing that. What am I not doing? What do I need? All those things, man. Moving in that fear, man. If we don't want to get sifted out, because the Lord is sifting, man. See the vibration that's going out, man. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. He's speaking to each and every last one of us, man, with these lessons that's going out. Best of luck to you.
I got a precept for you.
You got it.
This Sirach chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 32. It said, "My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise." And it says, "Stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise." So we got to cleave unto the elders and the brothers, man. We got to hearken unto these sayings and apply them. It says, "Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee." So the thing that the brothers were just going into, and we can't let these escape us, man. We have to let this simmer in. Download it in our ever parts. It says, verse 36, "And if thou seest a man of understanding, give thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door." It's I'll keep
you
going.
just finish it out, bro.
It says, "Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in His
That
commandments."
sounds just like Sirach 39 when it says, meditate in the law of the Lord and being occupied in prophecies. Well, go ahead.
He shall establish thy heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desire.
See, the Lord is going to establish our mind.
Keep it safe.
And then He's going to feed us with that knowledge, man. Through who? Through His men that He set up here on the earth. So we got the blueprint, man. You know, we got the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what the Lord said. He said it's not grievous. Yahweh Shah said that
My yoke is easy.
the water, my yoke is
Burden is
easy
light.
and my burden is light. You know, but we can jump back to the Wisdom of Solomon 3 and just finish that out there if we ain't got nothing else. And you know,
This was Solomon chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "And have you been a little chastised,
and having been a little chastised, go ahead,
they shall be greatly rewarded."
man. What we read, hey, there's another one where Yahweh Shah said that he shall receive 100-fold in this life and in the next.
I got you.
You know,
This is Saint Luke chapter 18. Yep, Saint Luke 18 and verse right here, verse 28. It says, "Then Peter said, Lo, we have left all and followed thee. And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or parents, or brethren, or wife, or children for the kingdom of the Most High's sake," right? Suffering. It says, "who shall not receive manifold, more in this present time, and in the world to come, life everlasting."
life everlasting, man. See,
Yeah.
back.
That's because I was gonna say earlier. You'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, man, we've died before. We've died before," but it's the same thing with suffering all these other things. We've had families before. We've had children before. We've lost jobs before. We've been persecuted before. So hey, we'll go through it again. Through the spirit of power.
This was Psalm chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for Himself."
You see that? It says the Most High proved them
through the furnace.
It's through the furnace of affliction, man. It's through these different things that we're going through and that we're sacrificing. You know?
Will He give up that? Will He cut that off?
Exactly, man.
Will He hop into the spirit?
Will He deny Himself?
That'd be the Lord trying us, man.
The Lord know what we like, what we. So here it is, a situation up here, and hey, well, you got to cut that off. I know how you feel about that, but do you feel about that more than how you feel about me? Let's see.
Well, that's man, and that's going back to that Genesis, the 22nd chapter with Abraham and Isaac, when Isaac was finna
Abraham, he was about
when Abraham was about to come down on Isaac, all right, with the knife, and the Lord stopped him. But after that, what did He say, man? He said, "Now I knowest that thou fearest me," man. He knew. He was like, "No, now I know you fear me. You was gonna give up what you love the most for me,"
which the Lord already knew. But He proved him.
He had to exactly.
That's why Sirach says, "What? Prove a friend first, and be not hasty to credit him, man." Right. So we're all in a proving process, man. But you got it.
Verse 6: "As gold in the furnace had He tried them, and received them as a burnt offering."
As gold in the furnace has He tried them and received them as a burnt offering. That Romans 12 and 1. Go ahead.
It says, verse 7, "And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people."
Look at the reward, man. It says they shall run to and fro as sparks among the stubble. That's spiritual power.
Right.
It says, "He that waiteth on me shall mount up with eagle's wings." The Lord said, "I will make thy hooves brass." Roughly paraphrasing these different precepts, man. One in Isaiah, another one in Micah.
Those that wait upon me shall renew their strength. It says, verse 8, "They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever."
And their Lord, our Lord Yahweh Shah, shall reign forever, man.
We'll be joint heirs forever.
And to be able to be joint heirs sitting on thrones with Him, man.
Shows how we have to be with the Lord.
So that's what we're fighting for, man. So whatever we gotta lose, whatever we gotta sacrifice, it's worth it.
Yep.
It's worth it. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, so Lord will, we hope this was edifying. We hope it was encouraging and uplifting in the spirit. You know, we're gonna give all praises, honor, glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. The Wadi Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai for giving us the spirit to do this lesson. You know, and hey, Shalom, man.
Shalom.
Brothers, stay strong. Shalom.
Bob.